LeGarrette Blount is outside of your top 40 for week 1, Mike. Is this, what's that a reflection of? Poor preseason? The fact that you think somebody else is going to be the starting back? Why 41?
No, I think Blunt's a decent runner. I think he'll probably perform better in the regular season than the preseason. I'm not going to move the needle too much for a dozen carries when we have an entire sample of his career to look at. But there's a couple problems here. First of all, they kept 5 tailbacks on the roster for a reason. I think Pumphrey's probably inactive this week, but you can see Smallwood. Obviously, Sproles will probably lead in snaps and targets in that backfield. And that kind of leads me right to Blount. I mean, he could get upward of 13 to 15 carries, maybe get a touchdown, but he's probably going to have 1 target in the game, if one. He's just not going to be utilized in that role. We've seen that throughout his career, and that really moves the needle. He needed to lead the NFL in rushing touchdowns just to be a viable running back 1 last year. So a couple concerns there. All the running backs in the mix, a low receiving work, especially with this being PPR rankings, that hurts quite a bit.
Yeah, by the way, these are good point there. These are our PPR rankings that we are mentioning, we are alluding to. You can check out both PPR and non-PPR on ESPN.com. I've got Blount inside my top 25 for now. Part of it's the matchup. I don't think this is a particularly stiff Washington run defense he is facing. As a matter of fact, this defense, I could see Washington leading the league in passing attempts this year because they're going to have to score a bunch of points in shootouts. There are elements of the defense that I like, but Chris Baker, now a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, probably their best run stuffer last season. At one point they were helping that Phil Taylor, the former first-round pick who bounced around Browns, Broncos, etc. He's on injured reserve as well right now. So I think this is a run defense that can be had. And last year, 18 of their 33 carries against Washington inside the 10 were touchdowns. 54.5%, over 20% worse than the rest of the NFL. The NFL average, I should say.
And they lost Sua Cravens, too, who's not going to play for a while, which in-box safety, that's going to hurt them a little bit.
Sure.